Hi everyone, so we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials today. To start off, what is a polynomial? So here's tons of examples, I gave you 4. What you'll notice is it's anything when you're adding and subtracting terms with variables and numbers and exponents. You could have a number by itself like negative 5.6, that's a polynomial. It's 2x plus 5. Here we see one with more variables. The only time it's not a polynomial is if you have negative exponents. So an example would be x to the negative 2, not a polynomial. Same thing goes for something like 1 over y to the 3. This is y to the negative 3. We know that because it's negative. This is also not a polynomial. Some words you guys should know. So a binomial is a polynomial with 2 terms, which you know from that word bi. So, for example, 2x plus 5, or xy to the 4th plus 1/3 xy. In each of these, you have 2 terms. A trinomial, tri means 3, so that's when you have 3. Here's a good example. Here's another one. 3 terms. The degree is the highest exponent. Okay, so for example, if I gave you 5x to the 3rd minus 2x plus 3x to the 5th minus 5x squared, the degree is 5, because that's the biggest one. Linear is when the degree is 1. For example, 2x plus 5, there's an invisible 1 here, so that's why the degree is 1. Quadratic is when the degree is 2. So like x squared plus 2x plus 1 maybe. Cubic is when the degree is 3. So like 5x cubed minus 3. And I'll circle the degree so you see it. And standard form is when I take a polynomial and I write it with the largest term degree first and I go down. For example, let's take something like this. So if I put this in standard form, I want to start with this term. Then the next one is 2x to the 4. Next I have plus 3x squared plus x minus 5. That is in standard form. You see 5, 4, 2, there's a 1, and then just the constant. So how do we add and subtract polynomials? Let's look at this example. So I can only put the like terms together. So if I can take off the parentheses here. Because it's addition. Let me put the things that look like each other together. So these look the same. These are like terms, and these are like terms. So I have 3x squared plus 4x squared. So I have 7x squared in total. Next I have 2x plus 8x. That's 10x. Then I have negative 5 plus 10. That's plus 5. So this is my final answer. And notice it's in standard form. We start with the squared term, next the x, and then last is the 5. Here's another example for you. This one's a little more complicated, but it's not any more difficult. Let's start with the distribution. So I have this whole thing minus 3 of this. Well, because of distribution, I have to distribute the term. So I have negative 3 times 7x to the 4. That's negative 21x to the 4. Negative 3 times 2x cubed minus 6x cubed. Negative 3 times this, that's minus 9xy squared. And negative 3 times 9 is minus 27. This I still have. Okay, let's identify the things that look the same. We have these. We have these. Those are the only ones we can combine, guys. So, we have the xy to the fourth. We can put that one. We have the minus 21x to the 4. We have the minus 3x squared. We have the minus 9xy squared. And then we have the plus xy. And now we can combine everything else. We have 2x cubed minus 6x cubed. That's negative 4x cubed. And then we have negative 5 and then negative 27. That is negative 32. Here we don't really have standard form since there's a lot of variables, but here's our final answer. Now time to practice.